All right, welcome back to the Jason Gray Show. Let's talk Tesla vehicle numbers for the first quarter of 2023. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because Ross Gerber came out today and said that he's projecting that they come out with 500,000 cars for the first quarter. And that is a ridiculous number. As we all know, that's a crazy number, and I'll explain to you why he came up with the number. I still think he's crazy. But Troy came out and he's revised his numbers down because he's seeing numbers coming out of China that are coming out less. And so, just Wall Street's thinking 429,000 cars. I'm going to say in between 435 and 440,000 cars delivered in the first quarter of this year. Now, remember, they were going to ramp up production in Berlin, in Austin, and those numbers will increase. So we're going to hit that, 1.8 to 2 million vehicles through 2023. I'm going to hit a 2 million vehicle model from what I'm sort of thinking. But let's roll back to these numbers on why Ross is saying so many cars are going to be delivered in the first quarter. And I can see where he's talking about, but again, this isn't a perfect world. I don't think a perfect world is going to exist this first quarter, but this is what I was thinking is, in the fourth quarter of 2023, there were 71,000 Teslas out in shipment or in transit. These were on ships or on 18-wheelers. They were being delivered still. So 71,000 is the largest number that Tesla's had. Now, what Tesla has done in the first 2 months of 2023 is they rolled all that inventory out of China over to Europe. So those first 2 months. Now what they're going to do is they're going to have less shipments going to Europe because they packed Europe full of cars, and they're going to start selling cars in China. As you can sort of see, the China numbers have been increasing week over week over week on the insurance numbers. And when you see those numbers, you're seeing them increase. And so obviously everyone was worried about the Chinese New Year and everything. Well, Tesla was smart. They rotated all that inventory over to, Europe. So I think they're going to hit a good number. I think they're going to hit like 435,000 or 440,000 for the first quarter. And then just keep in mind, they're ramping up. These factories are still ramping. And so you got to take a look at Austin and Berlin, and those numbers are going to increase. You saw that the week over week numbers, or the numbers were hitting up to 4,000 cars per week out of Berlin. So these numbers are increasing dramatically, and they're ramping. And so the number that they should hit by the end of the year, if they're ramping at the scale they're ramping at, I think they can hit 2 million cars, which is going to way beat Wall Street's expectations of 1.8 million cars for the year. If that happens, the stock price goes crazy. Now, it's not financial advice, but I think the market is not baking this in. So let's take a look at going forward, too. They have the Mexico plant that they're going to start breaking ground on soon. They're just waiting for the permits to come through on that. They're anticipating having cars being shipped out of Mexico by sometime in 2024. Maybe mid to end of 2024, and this will be their next generation car that comes out of that plant as well. So exciting times for Tesla. I think the next plant is going to be somewhere in Asia, maybe like Indonesia or South Korea. That will probably be like the next location, I think, for the next plant. So they need these plants if they're going to hit their 20 million cars per year by 2030. They have to get these plants up and running. So great content today. I think Ross is a little bit crazy, like I said, on his numbers. I think Troy's way too low, but Troy has never been off more than 10% of his numbers, in his history. He's got a really good track history. I hope his numbers are wrong. I'm hoping my numbers are right, and that they'll, help the stock market out, or help the stock out as well. All right. Talk to you soon. Sorry for jumbling my words at the last little bit here. Like and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.